guys, welcome back. Today we're doing another build in Suburban Hell, or I guess we're decorating? I don't know. Semantics. We are putting together a music room in this little elementary school we've been working on. I really wanted a music room. I had all these cool instruments, some of them functional, some of them not. I had the cases, and I've never been in a school that didn't have a music room in some capacity, so it made sense. It made sense. Obviously, this is meant to be an elementary school, so it's not like super serious and set up. It's also a smaller school, so I didn't want like a huge music room with like the risers and everything, because there's probably only at any given point 8 or 9 students, and that's like max. But still, they've got the instruments available. I was really just, again, plucking from my own experiences when I was in elementary school. I know 4th grade we did the recorder. 5th grade was violin. Everybody had to learn it. And then, like, 6th grade was when you actually picked an instrument that you learned to play. We also, at that point, we had, like, a music class we'd go to once a week that we would either learn about different musicians, sometimes we would sing, we would learn about different instruments, but I don't remember us ever actually playing other instruments. It was just basically in 6th grade, they're like, hey, choose your adventure. And I did not get to choose my adventure, because my older brother had chosen the flute, and my parents were not about to buy multiple instruments, so the flute was chosen, and that's what we played. I do think it's interesting, like, that whole setup of, like, the kid just makes the decision and the parents just kind of stuck with it. I mean, I'm sure a parent could call and be like, absolutely not. Put that kid in choir. I'm not paying. But, yeah. And it's expensive. I mean, instruments are expensive. My house is filled with them. I know that they're expensive. You gotta maintain them. You gotta manage them. They got all sorts of accessories. I was disappointed. I swear I had a whiteboard that was like this brown one with a green background that had music notes on it, but I could not find it, so I cut the rest of me looking for it out. But yeah, I was a little disappointed that I apparently don't have that, because I thought it just had like a basic musical scale on it, but I just went with the blank one. It's fine. I kind of have a bunch of stuff in this hallway that, like, I knew I'd need at some point to go through, because then I can just grab things as needed rather than having to look for them again and again and again. I'm like lazily sorting them as I look for stuff. Listen, this is just how I do things. You gotta trust the process. You gotta trust. You gotta trust a lot, to be fair. I've always liked this wind chime, and it seems like something that belonged in there. I've decided the music teacher for this school is very, very earthy? Earthy is the word I'm going to go with. Kind of just very relaxed, very chill, which, in my own personal opinion, I think that makes for the worst music teacher that there is. I always gravitated towards music teachers that were really mean. Those were the ones that I learned the most from. Those were the ones that I think pushed me to be better, because they're the ones I wanted to impress. Because the other ones, I'm like, you're just going to say something nice no matter what I do, so I don't believe you. But in this case, we've got a nice music teacher, so these kids are probably bad at music. No, that was mean. But, like, you know what I'm saying. Like, I remember my sophomore year, my music teacher, I was in chamber choir, and she was so mean. She was absolutely, like, demanding. But that was the only time in my life, I think, that I sung well. It's like, I'm not a singer. I'm not trying to be a singer. But, like, I did enjoy choir, and it was one of the few things that I was allowed to do. So, like, it was my activity. And, yeah, she pushed me to be better, and I really was. And then, I think senior year, I was in choir again, but it was a much smaller school, and so there was not, like, different choirs. There was one choir. And that teacher was really nice to everybody, really soft-spoken, really just a gentle woman. And she was so surprised by my range. And, like, I was not great at that point, and I knew it. I was like, I don't actually have... I used to sing better than this, so, like, what are you talking about? And then, yeah, she just never really pushed anybody to be better. There was never... It was always encouragement. But there was never even any, like, loose, like, that could be better, but we're gonna work on it. No, it was like, that's great, every time. And so I found myself not listening to her. Be honest. I recognize that my brain is broken in many ways, but, like, that's one of them, is I don't trust. So I think it's funny when they're like, millennials, you all got participation trophies. I'm like, yeah, and everyone I know who got those participation trophies or the blanket praise now doesn't trust anything. Like, the trust issues are real. We are suspicious at all times. We're like, are you lying to me right now? Like, that's just how it is in my brain. And I'm not the only one, because many other people have discussed this. They're like, yeah, I don't trust when I get praise. I don't trust that I'm doing a good enough job, because I just don't believe people anymore. Unless they're really mean to start with. And then when they're nice to me, then I'm like, I really did do something. Again, very broken, but that is the world that I was raised in, and a lot of people my age, I feel like, are similar. Or they're just saying that? I don't know. See, now I'm getting in the layers of conspiracy, when we're just here to have a good time, talk about music classics, that I played the flute. I cannot really play anything now. I wouldn't even hazard a guess how to play something, even though, again, my house is Instrument City, because I am with a musician, and that is what he does, and he's very good at all of it. He could pick up anything and just immediately incredible, like, talented to the extreme, but also has put the work in. Whereas me, I'm not going to. I could. I got a piano downstairs. It's a tiny piano, but I do have a piano. It's actually not quite a Tiny Tim piano, but still. However, that is all the time we have for today, because we are done. I'm putting a rug in, and we are done. So thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please give it a like. It really does help, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.